This is a very short video because I just want to get to the point of what possibly could be going on here. If we take the low here and we count 5 waves up here, that's all pretty straightforward and clean. We can look at that as wave 1 here and wave 2 here. Of course, in a bearish situation, we could look at it as an A and a B and a C wave up here. So a WXY to finish off a wave 4 correction, and it could be a top. Okay, now I don't think that's the case. I think that the NASDAQ and the tech stocks, they're all correcting into wave 4s. So it's possible that we will be into a wave 4 here. So there's two things that can occur. We can come down to the 38.2% retracement level and then push up into wave 5. So from wave 2 low to wave 3 here, 38.2% retracement level, finding support deep in this consolidation area here. That's one possibility, and that would bring it in line with the NASDAQ and the tech stocks that are also correcting as well. So that's a very logical one. The other count would be slightly different, where we have the A wave down here for the A wave, then a B wave, and then a C wave down here for wave 2. Now, it may or may not come all the way down to the 61.8%. and then a move up here. But I do feel this is a rather big move, which is outside the movement of the tech stocks that we're looking at. So an ABC to the downside here, and the A wave here is not completed. It will find some support somewhere in around the 27,000 mark. Yeah, for this first to be the A wave at that point. So really, they're the two possibilities. Well, there's three possibilities really, with that top being in place. But that's really it in a nutshell. But let's see, after the next session, let's just see about this particular move coming down through here, because I'm not going to bother counting it, because it can be counted correctively, and it can be counted impulsive as well. So the impulsive would leave this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 in here. We're going into a third wave here, 4th and 5th. So we're going to come deep into, the 27,250 or something of that nature there. So we won't know until it's matured, but they're the two counts. So if you're a bearish person, then that's the top here. I don't think that's the top, because when I look at the NASDAQ, let me just find the NASDAQ here somewhere. NASDAQ. So with the NASDAQ here, we're also going into a wave 4 correction here as well. There's other counts for it as well, but because it's so sideways and so complicated, that can be. So we could put the wave 4 here. I don't think so. I think we've got a little bit more because of all the earnings coming out late this week and this week, and more so next week, where we've got the big tech stocks coming out. Amazon on the 27th, and many on the 27th and 25th, and so on. These big ones. So I just think the market's stalling and being quiet for that period, that point there. So while that's going on, this can move back further. It would only be bullish above the top here. And there's a good case to be bullish as well, because, when we look at Amazon, that's still trending to the upside. We've got this little ABC pattern here, and it can take out the top if that's the case. And then we can keep trending up. So there are many that are trending. It's a bit of a mixed bag out there. The bigger ones are, they're all quite big, really. I mean, we've got Tesla and Netflix trending down. We've got Amazon and Apple and so on trending to the upside. So there's a bit of a mixed bag, but overall, the NASDAQ is giving us a moving average of all of those stocks in there, and you can see that it's just traveling sideways. So it's more likely to be corrective. We don't really have an impulse wave down from the top here. This is in 3 waves. But the thing is that because that's in 5 waves here, we haven't seen 5 waves play out on the other side over here. So that's what I was sort of looking for. I can't really use that as 5 waves, so that's really butt ugly, So all I can say, it doesn't look like it's finished, and it can come down further. And and Bitcoin, you know, is bagged up as a bit of a tech stock. So that's really what's going on. We could have it as wave 4. That would create the right timing for the low to be in place and to push up. But at the same time, we've got to look at all the counts and eliminate most of them and leave the ones that are most probable on the table. The next one would be looking at this. If we're, you know, you can imagine if we're building into a big bullish trend, like let's just say that we're going, you know, because the next trend, if we're in a bull market, right, well then would end up above the old high, and knowing the trading levels, so 100 would be there, and then group 1 above 100 and group 2 below there, so the 80 and the 130, so, you know, 130,000 would be the top sort of thing in that particular trend, and so on, you know. So if that was the case, then you could understand this being wave 1 here and 2 here and wave 1 here and 2 here. Do you know, we would put this wave, better put this wave 1 up here as wave 1 up here. That kind of makes a bit of sense, doesn't it? You know, and this is quite potent, this little move here, one would have to say, you know. So yeah, so there's a good case for it being wave 1 with an ABC back for 2, and yeah, there's a good case for being wave 4. I mean, on its own merits, it's too short to be a wave 3. That's the first thing that jumped to everybody's mind. And so yeah, having it as 1 and 2 here just makes sense, but it doesn't give the right timing in term, unless we obviously the timing factor could be caught up because this trades over the weekend, but there's not a lot that goes on over the weekend, one would say. So yeah, somebody did mention a gap on the futures market somewhere, but I forgot what that email was. I apologize about that. This gap here was filled. Yeah, so I'll try to find that on the CME. Okay, anyway, that's it really. So a buying opportunity could be being presented here at a move below the 25, and it would be fantastic if it dipped below the 25 and then found support on it again, because if it came down here in this 5 waves from B to C here, this would be like a 3rd wave hitting this, then there'll be the 4th, and then the 5th wave coming down, and then we'd start building to the upside, so we'd get a bit of a classic trading levels pattern across here. That would help us get that position, you know, being a bit safely here, that's the word. So yeah, let's see how that plays out. Alrighty, well that's my 2 bobs worth. So yeah, that's a thought to mull over the weekend, and enjoy the weekend. Cheers.